Hello, and today we're going to learn a little bit more about a rather new brand, and in particular one of its model. A new brand, yes, but with an historical name, Čapek. Let's go.
Čapek is a watchmaker from the 19th century. He was born close to Prague, in what was at this period of time the Kingdom of Bohemia, and today is Czech Republic. And then he moved to Warsaw and participated to the first battle of the Polish against their invaders, the Russians. This battle ended up in a defeat for the Polish, so he went to Geneva because he was a watchmaker and started probably in 1833 his first business with a local named Moreau. What is important is that in 1836 he meets another guy and who participated to the same battle, and his name was Antoine Norbert de Patek. Čapek introduced Patek to watchmaking. Patek decides to invest in the initial company. They create a new company. It's a 6-year partnership called Patek, Čapek and Company. At the end of the 6 years, they part away. Patek creates you know what, and Čapek will create Čapek and Company, and very quickly has immediate success. He opens a boutique in Place Vendôme, the first boutique of the Place Vendôme, and that's the link with the collection that we are going to present today. First of all, the name. The name is the Place Vendôme, tourbillon suspendu ici et ailleurs. So you would ask me, what is this strange French name? No, the name is simple. It comes from the idea that it's both a tourbillon 60-second and a GMT. So you can know the time here and there, ici et ailleurs. Now, why suspendu? Suspendu comes from the two bridges that are on the dial that represent the watchmaker bridges that usually you find in the back, and they have a special shape that goes over the level of the dial and suspends on one side the tourbillon cage, on the other side the GMT ring. So that's why it's a tourbillon suspendu, because you see the main elements suspended in the air. There is a nice little blue screw that we worked very precisely, diamonding it, making it very, very nice. That marks the seconds, and on the ring, in the inside of the ring, not everywhere, but on the part that is visible, you can see a small graduation for the people who really like to see the graduation of the seconds. But we know that these details count a lot. And on the other side, you have the GMT, that is a running GMT, so you can see the hour turning in the second time zone that you want to follow, and the day-night indication of this time zone. So whether it's night or day, whether you are on the East Coast in the US or in Singapore, in Asia, if you come from Switzerland. It's a 3 hours tourbillon with 60 hours of power reserve. The power reserve is indicated inside the dial through this little window indicator. Then you have the dial where we have taken the enamel Grand Feu of the Quai des Bergues and made a very special execution of it with a champ levé on a gold ring. Champ levé means that you have a sort of a ring with two little walls in gold, and within these two walls you are going to have the enamel being step by step created and fired in the oven. It's very difficult to realize it because you need at the end to slightly be above the level of the two walls, so making a small curve that is created by capillarity. And this is a detailed work that makes that out of maybe 3 rings, we create only one perfect dial. These fleur-de-lis hands are very peculiar because the diameter is only 0.35 millimeter, and the tool that cuts, that chisels, if you want, the fleur-de-lis has only 0.1 millimeter radius. So it's really cut like a very thin dentelle and create the shape of these fleur-de-lis hands in gold, only in gold. And of course then you have the details worked on creating the GMT with a special satiné effect and the day-night indication that is a very modern execution of it. So the challenge in the casing was the pusher of the GMT function. We wanted to integrate it to the case in a way that was invisible but very practical. So we put it inside the crown protection at 4 o'clock. But the challenge was to make it, because it's a crown protection, it's not a direct pusher, was to make it really with the right length and the right resistance and the right click. That took us quite a few weeks of work. And we wanted to go to the next step, which is the pinnacle of métier d'art, engraving this platinum case. To do that, we have a fantastic collaboration with Michelle in Le Locle, and she engraved for us a canthus sleeve according to a very specific design proper to Čapek, and recreating in the execution the sensation that you can live when you look at the bas-relief of the Cathedral of Orvieto in Umbria, where it seems that the stone is taking life. The difficulty when you engrave platinum is that you cannot go softly. Platinum is very abrasive, so you need to go in and make every leaf in one go, which is very difficult, and that's what makes this engraving so incredible in that piece. It's a limited edition of 25 pieces, 26 exactly with the prototype. So these 25 pieces are 10 in rose gold, 15 in platinum, and the prototype in white gold. And that's named Lumière, in reference to the Siècle des Lumières, or to the light that comes into the dial thanks to this suspended tourbillon.
Something really interesting about Čapek is how it was brought back to life, because it used the crowdfunding route to achieve this. So talking about high-end watchmaking and crowdfunding, that is quite an original combination. But we'll do so in another video report dedicated to crowdfunding in watchmaking in general. Thank you very much for watching. See you soon.